Hi guys! How are we today? Today I have the fabulous Marina from notamodel.net, a fashion blog, but you also have a beauty channel here on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Not a model as well?
Marina Di Giovanni.
Oops. I'll have that linked in the description box down below. But today Marina was my beautiful model, and can you guess, although you already know because you've seen the title, but today we've done the Kim Kardashian Hollywood contour. And I'm pretty happy with how it came out.
I looked very, very tired before Sharon did my makeup, and now I look like I'm ready for the red carpet.
So if you want to see how to get the look, then just keep watching. So as you can see, Marina already has her brows and her eyes done. So today we're just going to be focusing on the skin. And to start off, I'm going to use some primer. I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime. This is just their skin base. And I'm using this one because it gives quite a slippy base to the skin, and the foundations that I'm going to be using are quite sticky. So tell us a little bit about your blog, Marina.
Well, it's fashion with a bit of beauty as well. I do more fashion on the blog, and I do the beauty on the YouTube channel. I feel like I'm going to lick your hand when I talk. I just went like that, and your hand went in my mouth.
Tasty
so
primer.
It's not a model, and it's all about getting out the door every day looking amazing, because you don't need to be a model to look like you've stepped off the runway.
I love that. So today for foundation, I am going to be using my beloved Bobbi Brown University palette. So I'm going to put the contours in first and then go back and do the highlights and then blend it all together. So this is a Zoeva concealer buffer brush. This is great for this because it's nice and stiff. It's quite directional, so we'll get the product exactly where we want it. And that looks terrifying.
Are you growing your hair for your wedding?
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully I have plenty of hair to play with. I don't really know what style I want, so I figure I'll just grow it out and then I have options. So I'm just taking that foundation around Marina's hairline as well. Going to go under the jaw. Not that Marina actually needs this at all, she's a great jawline. Would you wear your makeup like this ever?
I don't really know how to do it the full Kim K Hollywood contour. I do like a little bit.
Yeah.
On my cheekbones and around my forehead. But I've tried on the jawline before, and I think because I was using a bronzer, it just didn't work. Like I used the wrong one.
Right.
I need to get that palette that you have.
It's just bringing that colour around Marina's nose as well. So just down the sides of the nose and then across the very bottom there.
Cosmetic nose job.
So I'm actually going to take more of a colour that's closer to Marina's actual skin colour, and I'm going to apply that right along the edge of the contour, so that'll help to blend the contour out a little bit. Sometimes it's a bit difficult when you just use a stark like white and brown. It's kind of hard to blend them together. So I'm going to go into, I think, Warm Natural. I'm just going to give my brush a quick clean. So I'm taking Warm Natural and just going to buff that into the edge. That's actually a really good match for your skin. Above and below where that contour is on the cheeks, and just around the edge of the foundation on the forehead as well.
Like some of these Hollywood celebrities get this done every day.
Could you imagine?
Can you imagine sitting there for like, and they would take like an hour and a half probably.
Yeah, doing the full thing. Yeah, and then like crazy eye makeup as well on top of that.
Yeah.
Like, and it's amazing in photographs, it just looks beautiful. Like it doesn't look like they're wearing, you know, drag queen makeup.
Yeah.
But
like up close.
Yeah.
Like, oh!
It just goes to show it really is makeup for photography. Like this is definitely, I would not recommend doing this every day, but if you had a special occasion coming up, or, you know, you knew you were going to be getting your photo taken for whatever reason. So I'm just kind of applying that foundation just across the center of Marina's face here on the cheeks.
I love the smell of makeup.
Okay, we're going to move on to the highlight, and I think I'm going to try some Warm Ivory. We'll see how that looks. So this is going right on the top of the cheekbones.
Wow. I need this palette so badly.
What way would you normally do your makeup when you're doing...
I use MAC Studio Fix with that primer that we just used, the MAC primer.
Okay.
Prep and Prime. And then Studio Fix on top of that with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer.
Okay.
And that does photographs really well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful
And it gives you like an everyday look. I don't like wearing the MAC every day because it's so heavy on your skin.
Yeah.
So I use Chanel Vie de Lumiere or Lift Lumiere. But lately, I got the L'Oreal Nude Magique.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my God, I'm loving it. It's so lightweight.
Yeah.
And it's got a good coverage to it. It's water-based. And I've, all day, it still looks fine at the end of the day because it's minimal. It's like that minimal look.
That's supposed to be a really good dupe for the Armani, is it the Maestro foundation?
Oh, is that what it... Okay.
The one that comes in the dropper?
I haven't used it.
So here is the progress so far. We've got our contour, our highlight, and the kind of in-between blending shade. Obviously, we have not begun blending yet. So now I'm actually going to switch to the concealer portion of the University palette, and I'm going to use one of the lighter colours to conceal underneath Marina's eyes. I didn't want to bring the foundation up underneath because it's just not quite enough coverage for that under eye area. Just like right up for me. I'm going to pop that right under the eyes.
I had a late night, so put extra.
Oh, you gotta love concealer for that.
Yeah.
I'm bringing that down in a V shape onto the cheek and then up into the highlight on the cheekbone. Right on that inside corner. So I'm just taking one of the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponges and we're going to start blending this out. And the key with this kind of contour is to take your time blending. Don't just take like a big fluffing brush and, try and blend it all together because you'll just end up with one medium shade of foundation all over it. You want to kind of keep the contour where the contour is supposed to be and the highlight where the highlight's supposed to be. So I'm just starting with the contour and I'm using the pointy side of the sponge and just dab, 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 dab.
So these sponges, I'm really funny with sponges. I use them and throw them out, just those ones you get at like the supermarket.
Yeah.
But these huge ones that are on the market now, how are they antibacterial? Like, are they just washable?
They're washable, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would wash it. I washed it before I used it on you today.
And do you use it wet sometimes?
You always use it wet.
Okay.
Yeah, they when they're dry, they're almost half the size and they're quite stiff.
Okay.
So when they're wet, they like puff up and they get really, really soft and bouncy, and that's
I can feel that.
Yeah, it's almost like jelly, and that's what gives you that really, really smooth blend.
Yeah.
So I'm just turning to the other side of the sponge, the one that has the flat edge, but I'm still using that rounded side. I'm just switching sides to blend out the highlight color, just so I don't get it muddy with this dirty side. So I'm just going to start blending that highlight shade up into the contour. Look right up, get that right under the eyes. So any plans for the rest of the day now with your makeup looking spiffy?
Well, I actually have to shoot a video for my August giveaway.
Ah,
So
perfect.
So I'm giving away 2 Samantha Wheels necklaces. One says Live, Laugh, Love on it. They're just little pendants. And the other one, I can't remember what it says.
You do amazing giveaways, actually.
Thank you.
On your blog and your YouTube channel. Now it's time to set with a little bit of powder, and the powder is going to do 2 things. Obviously mattify and keep everything in place, but also we can use the powder to blend even further and just make the transition between the contour and the highlight a little bit more seamless. So for powder today, I'm using MAC Studio Fix powder, and first of all I'm going to take NC20, and this is going to go over the highlighted areas. So we're going to use 2 different color powders just to maintain the contour and the highlight. And I'm using another Zoeva brush. This is the Luxe Highlight. This is perfect for this because it's such a precise brush and it's really, really soft. So I'll use that under the eyes, around the top of the cheekbone, on the jaw, in the center of the forehead, anywhere you've applied the highlighter. And then going into the darker color, this is NC50, and this is going over the areas we contoured.
So is that a Zoeva brush still?
Yeah, same one. Same one I used for the highlight. And you can probably see here, I'm actually just taking the excess off on my wrist here just so I don't get too strong of a colour. I'm going to take a small eyeshadow brush. This is the Zoeva 234 and that powder. And just pop a little bit right under your lip. And that just helps to make your lips look a little bit poutier. I'll also use that little brush to go over the contour along your nose. So I'm going to finish off with a little bit of blush in the cheeks, and I'm using this one by Makeup Geek in the shade Honeymoon, and I think this is the perfect kind of Kardashian shade. It's like
nice.
Peachy pink and really
a little bit rose, but not.
Yeah,
it's like a blend of all.
Yeah, exactly. So right on the apple, and then blend it back. And I feel like blush actually really ties this look together. It stops it looking stripy.
Yeah, it looks incomplete without it.
It's a little bit sparkly, but that's okay.
Really?
The L'Oreal one. The L'Oreal gel liner. So I'm just going to finish off the look with a signature Kim K nude glossy lip. And I'm going to start off by lining just to give them a nice bit of plumpness. And I'm using Whirl Lip Pencil by MAC, which is one of my new favorite lip pencils. This is like the perfect color for giving you volume.
What's the color?
Whirl, yeah.
Add that to my list.
You'll see now. It's really, really matte, so you can kind of overdraw your lips and you don't really see it.
And
then for lipstick, I'm using MAC's HoneyLove, which is a lovely matte, pale, peachy nude. And for those of you that have been watching me for a while, you'll know I'm totally obsessed with MAC's kind of sexy lipstick. And this is like a slightly paler version. So if you're into nude lips, this is so gorgeous. And then I'm just going to finish over the top with one of the Bourjois 3D Effect lip glosses in the colour Brun. Yeah, that's the one. Brun Poetic. And that is the finished look. So I think that turned out pretty well, I have to say. I know it always looks a bit crazy when you start because it's just like stripes of brown on your face, but if you take your time and blend it out, it really comes together. So what do you think?
I love it. I feel like I look so fresh. Like I actually look a bit sun-kissed, like I've had a bit of sun, look very healthy and not tired. I looked so tired before I got here, and Sharon just fixed all that with that amazing concealer palette that I need to steal.
So we have actually already recorded another video that is going on Marina's channel, our skincare favorites. So I will have that linked at the end of this video, at the end card, and also in the description box. So make sure you go and check that out. And also Marina's always doing like great giveaways and makeup tutorials, and her fashion blog is just to die for. So make sure you go and check that out.
Thanks. Sharon and I will see you over on my channel where we talk about my skincare regime and what I'll use to get all this off. So we'll see you over there.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.